Jeez. Man like Luke. Man like Luke. What's up, Luke?
I'm good, Francis. How are you? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Are you feeling festive right now that we come closer to Christmas?
Christmas time, Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Serious. How do you feel? How you doing?
I'm good,
Yeah.
Enjoying myself, It's weekend.
How you feeling about being on the podcast?
Amazing. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this opportunity.
The thing is, I did promise you that once I hit like 100 subscribers, that I'll definitely get you on. And obviously, I'm sticking to my promise now. I'm on what, 114? Not millions yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting
One
there.
subscriber a day, innit?
Come on.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like I just wanted to obviously get you on here, just have a little chat and ask you a few questions as well, and just like get your perspective of like life and things in general, because obviously the whole like idea and concept behind my podcast is about like human communication and people speaking to each other about different ideas and thoughts and like just generally how they feel about stuff. So it doesn't have an age range, so that's one of the reasons why I can have you on, because the podcast doesn't have an age range in regards to like knowledge and information. But obviously, before we get started, I have to ask you one very important question.
What?
How's the waves going?
The waves are good, man. I'm swimming. That's what they say. I'm swimming.
Let me see the waves.
I make people drown and that, saying, come on.
So what's the treatment like for the waves?
What's the treatment? Hey, treatment is hard, You have to be consistent. You have to, persistently, consistently, relentlessly. That's the words of Pastor Kwame.
Oh, for real though?
Yeah.
No, it's good though, man. I see that you're always taking care of it. You always got your do-rag on, always putting like endless amount of cream and oils and all sorts and stuff like that on it. So you're definitely like consistent and whatever else it is that you said you have to do in order to take care of your waves. But yeah, but apart from that, how is everything? How's like school going and stuff like that for you?
Yeah, school, I'm enjoying it. You're
in secondary school now,
I'm learning new things. Year 8.
Oh, year 8.
Year 8, man. It's good.
So what was the difference like for you, like in terms of going from primary school to secondary school? Like,
I think it's like you're in a new environment. You're like when you're in primary school and you're about to leave, you're in year 6. So like you're the biggest of the school, but like when I went to year 7, it's like you're the little ones again. You're like the reception basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a big change, but then at the same time, it was really good, yeah.
Do you feel you adapted to it straight away, or was it like some level of like anxiety and stuff that you felt beforehand? Like, how did you feel about going in?
I feel like I'm in the middle of them too, because I had friends from primary school as well, then most of my friends was people from other schools. But I think that was a good thing, because it helped me like make more friends in school. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, how do you find the process of making new friends though, especially like in an environment where there's so many kids that are all growing up together? Do you see what I mean? Like,
you're all in the same boat.
Yeah, you're all in the same boat and stuff. How's that process though?
Making friends. Yeah. I feel like my tactic, I had tactics.
Let's hear about Luke's tactics,
So like my friends will like make friends, and then I'll also like make my separate friends, but then I'll also like chill with like my friends' like the new ones that they've made, and then I make them into good friends as well.
Oh, so you're basically uniting the borders, like you're putting people together, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a good tactic to use though. But what's the tactic of making new friends though? Like, how do you go about it? Like, let's say like there's a group of people in your class, for instance, that you want to get close with, or you want to get to know a bit. Like, how do you go about it?
Yeah, like I'll be like the first question you ask is like, oh, what school did you go to? Like stuff like that. And then, you wanna like, I'll say like you wanna make them laugh.
Okay.
As well, so like laughter.
You're good at making people laugh.
Like laughter is like good medicine. Wait, laughter is the best medicine.
Oh, laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, so I'd be feeding them that medicine.
So what, do you go in there with jokes prepared, or do you just like
No. It's not like I come in there prepared. It's like I think most like if I was to make a joke, it'll be like based on the situation that I'm in at that time. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So you're clever with it then, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, wits.
Oh, yeah, wits and that. Man like Luke and that. But obviously, like talking about school and stuff. I know currently well, I don't know if you're still doing it, but you had a business that you're running in your school, right?
Yeah. I actually am still doing it.
Oh, you're still doing it?
But like at the moment, my business is quite quiet because my supplier is in Canada, aka Jojo.
Yeah, your sister.
Yeah, so she brings me like the American sweets because that's like really popular in the school. Like,
so Joe's the plug in that.
Yeah, Joe's the plug basically.
You're moving all the sweets, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. But how did it slow down though? Like, how come you
slow down? Because it's like all the sweets sold quickly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
you're flicking them like that.
Yeah, like pam. Everyone wants.
What are you doing with the money though? Because obviously, if the sweets are selling fairly quickly, what you're supposed to be doing is to reinvest back into the business.
That is true. Keep it going. I should be reinvesting, but I've been buying shoes.
What you been buying?
I bought a pair of Air Forces.
Damn, is that how you're moving?
Yeah, man.
Serious.
Yeah.
It has to be done though, but at least like you can say that obviously the money came out of your own pocket and your own hard work in it.
Yeah. A few donations, but like you know, most of it was my money.
Most of it was your money.
Yeah.
But then ideally, what you should have done was to reinvest back into the business continuously,
and then I can actually make more money that way.
And then you can make more money instead of spending it. That's one of the key lessons for life that you're learning quite early now, because like it's a mistake that you don't want to make down the line with like large sums of money. Because whenever you have a business operating, what you should be doing is consistently investing back into the business until you reach a stage where you can buy Air Forces comfortably, knowing that you still got money in the business. Because now your business is slowed down because you spent all the money.
That's true.
That's a lesson for next time around. You know what I mean? So like apart from obviously school and the business and stuff, like what would you say? How is life in general for you?
How's life in general?
Yeah,
I feel like life in general. You know, that's a big question.
Like don't think about it too deep. Don't overcomplicate it. But like, what would you say like life in general is for you right now? Like, how do you feel about life?
I feel like I'm learning new things like each day. So it's like, I think life is a lesson to me. Okay. So like, so as you age, the wiser you get basically. Yeah. So that's what I think. Yeah. And then, I just feel like I can use that wisdom in the outside world and then become my own person basically. Yeah,
okay. Yeah. So you're on the verge of discovery.
Yeah.
But I can tell you now, someone who's like twice your age or even more than that, let's not get into age and stuff, like you never stop learning.
That's true.
Like, it's a continuous thing. Do you know what I mean? The scenarios will be different, but the actual lessons tend to be fairly similar. But just that the scenarios change. But it's always good to like reflect on every lesson that you go through, however small it may be or however young you are, like always like be reflective of what's happening. Do you know what I mean? Of what you're doing and what you're getting up to and stuff. But so I have a few questions that I've got set out for you, and I'm gonna go through them, and I want your perspective of them, because obviously one of the reasons I got you on today as well is to get like a younger person's perspective on things in general, because sometimes we assume that the young don't know things and they don't have ideas.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? People make assumptions that they don't have ideas and opinions, but you do. Do you know what I mean? Because when you're young, that's when your mind is at its most like innocent, like, and you're less bound by all the social and worldly pressures that an adult per se might be going through. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and then I want you to like answer them as honestly as possible. Take your time and just let me know what you think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be honest and open with it. So the first question, we're gonna roll into it fairly simple. So if your life was a movie, how would it end?
Ooh, that's a good question. If life was a movie, how would
like
it
if
end?
your life, so this is your life right now. Do you know what I mean? If it was a movie, how would it end?
You know, I think I'll be living, man. I'll be living my best life. That's like the outcome that I'm wishing for, you know.
But what's living your best life though?
So being able to like financially stable, being able to like, because I'm a Christian, being able to have a strong connection with God.
Amazing.
And then I think that I'll be able to like provide for my family, you know, keep them safe, keep them healthy.
Yeah.
And then I'll be able to have my circle of friends with me as well, like from like maybe like from primary school all the way upwards. Because like one thing that I do admire about you is that you've kept your friends for a long time now. Yeah. And then I would feel like I want to do the same.
Yeah.
So,
it's good to have a trusted circle. As annoying as some of them may be, and it's like, because like the thing about friendships is you're always going to go up and down. There's going to be times
Yeah.
where like you split, you separate, people get into stuff and leave the circle and come back. But as long as that core fundamentals is there and you guys all respect each other and have each other's back and you're there for each other and you communicate with those group of people as well, then like it keeps you solid. Do you know what I mean? Because you're all bound by something. And like if you do find that circle, because I don't know what your friend circle is like at the moment in terms of like the solidness of your group and stuff, but as you grow older, like learn to communicate with your circle. And if you feel like you don't have friends that you can't communicate as such and you can't express yourself to and you can't talk to them about issues and stuff, then that's a problem. Do you know what I mean? So find people that you feel you can be completely yourself around, like people that you might be able to express yourself better around than you can maybe your parents or me or any of your other siblings. Do you see what I mean? So find people that you genuinely trust and have that thing with. So that's what I found. Like most of my friends, like there's nothing I can't tell them. There's stuff that they know that like no one in the family knows because I trust them to that extent. And it's different types of relationships. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, I see that.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's great to have that circle to travel with, experience life with and stuff like that. That's probably one of my most like biggest achievements so far, having that group of circle, that group of friends per se that I'm able to then share the life experience with. So yeah, no, definitely you'll get to that. Like it's nothing to worry about, but like look at people, analyze them, see whether they're good for you, what their intentions are, what their characters like. You guys have the same values and stuff like that, and then just work on the friendship will naturally work on itself. And people that are not supposed to fit into the circle will gradually fall off as things happen and you go through life and stuff like that. So yeah, that's amazing that you want that for yourself. It's very good to have. And the next question I was going to ask you was so it's funny because I wrote down this question, but then I actually didn't know that it was something that you're already like involved in. So the question that I had down initially was your thoughts on like cyberbullying and internet security and stuff like that. But then I went and picked up your mum from work this morning, and as I was dropping her back to your place, she told me that you're a part of a department in your school that looks after people that get bullied and stuff. So first of all, before I ask you personally the question, tell me about the role that you do.
So basically, I'm a leader of the Anti-Bullying Alliance in my school. So what that is that if anyone has a problem and they can't like say it to the teacher, then maybe they'll come to us and then they'll like sort out their problems and everything, and then we'll help them.
Amazing.
From the way, yeah.
So first of all, how did you get into that role? Like, was it something that you went up for yourself or?
No, so a teacher approached me. He said that I'll be good for the role. He said that I was like I should be getting into these type of roles basically in life. So yeah, he approached me and I was like, yeah, that's all right, I'll do it. Yeah. Oh,
that's amazing. So have you had cases where people have approached you about
No,
stuff?
we haven't had any cases yet.
Okay.
But then
is that a good thing or bad thing? Does that mean that people are hiding the fact that they're being bullied, or is that a case, or do you think that there's genuinely no serious cases of bullying within the school?
I think I'm split in between the two because like the teacher said that we don't have many cases of bullying in the school anyways, but then just in case of like they're hiding it, then that would be quite bad, isn't it? So then so I'm quite split between the two.
Yeah. See, that's when it comes back to what I was discussing before about having a circle that you feel comfortable to discuss these things with, because it's very dangerous holding stuff like that in. It can be very damaging in the long run. But do you feel that if you was going through something, do you feel you have people, family or friends around that you can comfortably speak to about anything?
Yeah, of course.
And how does that make you feel knowing that you've got that backing?
It makes me feel like safe, secure, because I know that if I have a problem anyway, then there'll always be someone that can help me. Yeah.
So it's very important that people feel safe within their family and friends unit to be able to have those discussions. Okay, well, that's amazing. So in general, so like, have you come across any like cyberbullying or like, I don't know, internet like issues in regards to like bullying or discrimination and stuff?
Oh no, I haven't come across like any like cyberbullying or anything. No.
No, that's good. Yeah, that's good, because it's always something that comes out nowadays, because obviously you guys spend a lot of your time playing games online and most of the time it's with strangers or like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people that you've never seen before, you've never met, and people do get agitated.
Yeah.
People do like get angry and stuff, and they might say certain things over the. Because I've walked past you when you're playing your games downstairs, and there's kids screaming and shouting, and sometimes I'm like, does he know these kids, or is it some Russian kid in Moscow that you're talking to? Like, you just never know. So it's very important to let people around you know who you're in contact with, especially when it's online, because they're not physically in our presence. Whereas obviously back in the day, like when your friends come over, they come over. Like the PlayStation wasn't done online. Not that I'm mad old or anything, but technology advances very quickly. So when I used to play games and stuff, like all my boys will either be in my house or like I'll be over at theirs and so forth. So it wasn't like that physical connection was there, so you felt safe knowing who your kids were playing with, instead of now it's just through like an online network or so forth. So okay, that's interesting. So another question I'm going to ask you is and answer it honestly based on your own personal experience. Don't let any other influences like get into. So what are your thoughts on like police?
Oh, police. You know what? Let me tell you something that I came across a few days ago.
Yeah.
So I was like reading a newspaper thing on I think it was like mommy's phone. Like I just saw like some newspaper thing. So I went into it, and then it said like a policeman like raped a child.
Is it?
Yeah, that was like 13 years old or something. So that really got me questioning about the police as well. So I feel like if you have the right person on the job, then I'm completely fine with that. But I think like they have to go like thorough with who they're employing to be their police, like their police force, basically. Yeah. Like just in case of like situations like that happen again.
So they need to be vetted better, so they're able to treat people. Like, okay, so that was an individual incident. The one you're talking about, that could have been. I mean, it could have been up to anything. The person could have been psychotic before they became a police officer. The person could have been an evil person beforehand anyway. But as an overall, like, what do you think of the police? Like, overall, forgetting that particular story, like, overall, when someone says, okay, at what point would you communicate with the police? Like, and how would you feel about the police?
No, I trust them. I trust them completely, because I feel like they'll be able to sort out like situations that are like really bad. The UK and the world, so I feel like overall I do trust the police.
Because there's bad people in the world, and there's bad people in every position in terms of like jobs that they do. There's doctors that have been serial killers. There's all sorts of people, do you know what I mean? And evil is evil regardless of what uniform it wears. But as long as you feel secure in your own skin, thinking that the police got your back, and you believe that obviously they've got your back, and you haven't had any bad experiences with them, then that's a good energy to have. Do you see what I mean? Because energy is very important. Like what you put out there is what you receive back. So it's interesting that you thought that. So okay, I'm gonna ask you another question, because this is something that's come like we're hearing a lot, and I know you watch a lot of the news. That's why I can ask you these questions, knowing comfortably that you have an opinion on it, because you're a smart kid. So what's your thoughts on race relations?
Oh, race relations. I thought you were gonna talk about Brexit.
No. We will get to Brexit later on, but yeah, what's your thoughts on race relations?
Right, race relations in terms of like.
So like, nowadays there's a lot of talk about like race and racism. There's been the whole issue with like Raheem Sterling and the media portrayal of like young black men and so forth. Like, do you feel any of those pressures, like personally, and then also what do you think about like what's being said out there in the media? So first of all, let me get your perspective of it.
So like as a black boy in the world, so I feel like because I'm young, I feel like because I'll be like around other young people and sort of like, let's say something racist gets said, I'll know that like they probably wouldn't know what they're saying, like the deeper meaning of it, and then like how they're affecting someone like me. Okay. So then I feel like the world is getting to a point where it's too PC. Okay. I think, I feel like, but now like the world is getting too like politically correct, because let's say someone just says the word black in my school, oh, you're racist, but like but like people just jump in, they don't actually know what they're gonna say,
but the person is black though.
I feel like the world is getting too PC, but it can't be like less PC, like if you get what I'm trying to say. It has to have a good balance.
So you need to watch for the undertones, basically, and like what people mean behind what they're saying. Okay, that's interesting. Because obviously the conversation must be had. Like it's an important conversation to have, because at the end of the day, like we all want to live in a world where like everyone's judged based on like their individual characters, as Martin Luther King famously said. And you don't want your race to be at the forefront of everything that you face. Do you know what I mean? And also, as you said, it's a PC culture, so like we don't want to be using it as an excuse either. Do you know what I mean? We want to find a way of like feeling empowered, but at the same time, like knowing that there are underlying issues, but then finding solutions to those issues is another case. And obviously we're not going to delve into that right now, because that's a whole another conversation. But it's interesting that you understand the whole issue of like PC culture, and people also not understanding what is that they're saying, especially at your age, because there might be stuff that they hear at home, there might be stuff that they see on TV, but they might not necessarily have that hatred within them, that hatred, that prejudice within them. To them it might just be words that they've just been accustomed to, but even though those words are wrong, but what you should be aware of, that if someone does step out of boundaries and say something that's completely off, that you're confident and comfortable enough to then like straighten them out and educate them on the spot, you know what I mean, and let them know that what you're saying it's not right because A, B, and C, and this is not the type of world that you want to grow up in. It's not the type of world that you want to live in. So it's good that you asked that. And then obviously before that, you said you thought I was going to ask you about Brexit. So political question. So like, what are your thoughts on Brexit?
I feel like it's just causing confusion. I'm not, like,
do you understand Brexit and like EU and the whole European Union and all that?
Yeah, I think I understand like a tiny bit. Like, so it's like we'll leave the EU, and then either the pound will go up or go down, or like, and then trades like going to like other countries in the EU, trying to trade. That's gonna be like hard or something, like stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. But do you understand the whole relationship with Europe, like in terms of like how Britain got involved, or the UK got involved with the European Union, and why they want to leave and stuff like that? Do you have an idea of what's going on? Or
I think like a tiny bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah. What's that tiny bit? Like, what's your understanding?
So of the like relations between UK
the relationship,
and EU, I feel like it's because like geographically, like you'll see UK as part of Europe, because it's like they're very close. Like I think like I was learning geography like even before like UK was a part of EU, like the Europe, like a part of Europe before like broke off into another island. So then I was like, so I think is that geographical sense.
Okay, so this is my understanding of like the whole connection and then how we kind of got to where we are right now. So okay, I'm gonna give like an analogy based on like, let's say family, for instance. So let's say EU is our family. Like our family, you, mom, dad, Joe, Dorcas, me. That's EU. But I'm the UK, so I don't live. I'm kind of separate from you guys. Do you see what I mean? I don't live with you and stuff like that. But I wanted to join you at one point, and then after a while, you guys allowed me to join you. So me joining you means that I have access to some of your stuff, and you have access to some of my stuff. Meaning that I can come to your house and
it's still my feet.
You're still upset about that,
That's what you do.
So I can come to your house, take some jollof rice out of your fridge. Take some of your drinks. When your mum makes stew, I'll come and take some, and we have an agreement. And then like let's say every month I give your mum a little bit of money. Do you know what I mean? I'll give you a little bit of a contribution, or maybe a lot of contribution towards some of the house. So we trade. Do you know what I mean? And then you can come to my house whenever you feel like. Now remember, I'm the UK. You guys are like Europe. I can come to your house whenever you feel like. You can come to my house. There's little boundaries here and there, but nothing major. All you have to do is call me up, and then you have access. So. But then it reached the point where it went from being economical. So this relationship now, is economical. Like I have access to you, you have access to me. I eat your rice. You get upset. You come to my house, drink my juice. I get a little bit upset. So now it goes from being economical to bureaucratical. So now it becomes like politics. So now it's like your mom is telling me how I should paint my house, but I don't live in your house. Do you see what I mean? So now you're coming, like, so remember I'm the UK. So your mum is coming to my house being like, oh, no, this is how you paint your house. Oh, you can't date this girl. Oh, you can't wear these shoes. I'm like, yo, Like, do you know what I mean? I'm a big man. Do you get it? I'm a big man. You can't be making all these rules and regulations for me. So that's the political side. So EU making laws that then impact me.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? But then you're over there. You guys live over there. I live over here. Like, we live like 35-minute drive away from each other. So it's like you can't be making these rules for me. I'm a grown-ass man. So then what happens now is they reach the point like that, let's say Dorcas and Joe got boyfriends now.
Yeah.
So now they moved into the house. So what happened is a lot of other European countries joined the European Union. So now these guys have joined your house. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Joe and Dorcas' boyfriend have moved into your house now. But then they have, by them moving into your house, it gives them access to me. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So now all these other countries that have joined the EU, Dorcas and Joe's boyfriends, are now allowed to come to my house whenever they feel like. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But then during this time, so around 2008, there was like an economical crash. So now let's say I'm kind of like, I lost my job, or I work a job that pays less than my previous job. Do you see what I mean? So financially, I'm struggling now. So if I'm struggling financially, like even if it's not directly to, even if Dorcas and Joe's boyfriends are not directly to blame, naturally I'm going to start developing a level of hatred towards them. Do you see what I mean? I'm going to start being a bit angry towards them. Like, people in my household, like, let's say I've got a girlfriend, they're going to start thinking, yo, who these guys coming over and, like, do you know what I mean? And having their way and, like, drinking my juice and eating my food. So now we start getting upset at them. So then politically, I start thinking, nah, like, I don't want to be a part of this agreement anymore. Like, because obviously my house is getting disturbed now. My girlfriends are not happy about all the people that are having access to me. You know what I mean? There's things happening that we're naturally starting to blame you guys for, but it might not necessarily. It's here and there, but it might not necessarily be their fault. But it's naturally, I'm gonna start. You know what I mean? Developing a level of hatred and anger and stuff towards them. So this now becomes the situation we're in now. So then I'm like, yo, I want out. So me and my household have voted to now leave this friendship or this connection.
No more jollof for you.
No, I'm still coming to steal your jollof. But yeah, so now there's no more jollof for me. So now we're in a place where we voted to leave, but it's becoming a bit chaotic because we're still not sure what the boundaries will be when we leave. Like, are you still allowed in my house? Am I still allowed in your house? Do you have to apply before you come into my house? And then the trade issues is like, okay, so now when I come to your house, do I pay extra for the jollof rice, i.e. taxes, VATs, like other stuff that's affecting the economy and stuff? So, and when you come to mine, like, I'm not going to contribute to your petrol. You know what I mean? I'm not going to pay your train fare, your CTC fare to come out further in Essex than you already are. So that's where we are now. Like, that's where, what's her name? Theresa May is now trying to negotiate. That's the trade deals. Do you see what I mean? So do you get the whole idea of, like, Brexit
so
and the whole EU connection now?
So like the relationship was like getting a bit worse and worse until the point that UK wants to break off and be their own place now, basically. Understanding it gets harder. Like, it gets harder between the two. Alright, then,
so when I use the family as an analogy, it kind of like it makes sense a bit now. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, there's much more to it. Like, there's way more to it. There's a lot of undertone and issues to it, but that is how the relationship started, and that is how we reached the point where we're now trying to, like, break apart. So yeah. But from the little that you know, what do you want? You want in or out?
Oh, I say, because now that I feel like it's gotten worse, like I want out, but at the same time I want in. I still want to have that connection between the two. Yeah, so I would say I want in.
Yeah, but then the thing is, you got to remember as well. There's issues. So the connection has its pros and cons. The breaking apart has its pros and cons. Do you see what I mean? So it's issues that affects either decision. But yeah, look into it and then, like, make your own informed, like, decision as to, like, what you feel about the whole thing. So that was a good one. So at least now you have an idea of, like, what Brexit is. So I'm gonna ask you another question. So what's your favorite thing to do?
What's my favorite thing to do?
Yeah, what's your favorite thing to do?
Oh, you know what my favorite thing to do is? I say play Xbox. I feel like, but there is many favorite things. So I'll say I'll give 3. Okay. So one is to play Xbox. Another one is to go out, like, with the family, like with friends, like just like going out, like doing something.
Yeah.
And then 3, probably, probably playing football. You know, I like playing football, especially like when I'm playing good, isn't it? So yeah.
Well, are you playing for a team at the moment or something?
No. I don't play for a team. It's just like for fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not like properly competitive. Yeah.
But educationally, what's your favorite thing? Like, what's your favorite subject? Like, what type of stuff? What type of stuff would you research outside of school?
Research. Ooh.
Like your interest outside of school.
So literally just like research it, like just for like the fun of it.
Yeah. Something that you do without being forced to.
Something that I'll do without being. Probably. I'm not sure about that one, you know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I know you like computer games a lot.
Yeah. Like, of course I'll do that. But then...
Of course you will, because that's what you do. Yeah.
You know, yeah, I'll just search up like random stuff on like YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, I like using YouTube a lot because I find lots of entertainment for that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it can be it is very educational. Like there's a lot of like very good content out there. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of like expanding your mind, your way of thinking, and information in general. So yeah, YouTube's a good one. Okay, cool. So the next question, what is your favorite memory ever?
Oh, ever? I can't lie. I have a few, but there's one.
Give me your top 3 then.
Top 3.
Yeah.
One that sticks out for me is I went to Sealyham. So we went to Wales for a school trip in year 6.
Oh yeah.
And then we did raft building. So then like we were rowing, yeah. We're doing our thing, innit? We're rowing. And then all of a sudden our boat breaks apart. Yeah. So we're all like floating, yeah. And I was just laughing so much. My friend had to literally like hold me, yeah.
Did you have a life jacket?
Swimming. Yeah. Okay, we had a life jacket, yeah. So I didn't know how to swim at that time. Like I'm learning how to swim now because we're doing it for PE.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but my friend literally had to carry me. Lewis. Yeah. He had to carry me. He started swimming, and I was just laughing the whole time. It was so.
Wait, you were about to drown and you're laughing.
yeah, but it was just a situation that we in. Like the boat broke apart. We're all in the water now.
Yeah, so it was all banter at the time, innit?
Yeah, and then I think another one was we'll do New Year's. I think it was the 2017 one, where 2017 or 2016 was one of the two. All my friends from church, like when we were at church, we were all just jumping.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that day. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was so funny. It was so good. And then I think another one was the Ghana trip.
Oh yeah.
I think the Ghana trip was really good, especially when we did go-karting. I really love that. I really love doing go-karting. And
that was what, like 2 years ago when you lot all went.
Yeah, and then what's it? Umutu.
Umutu.
Auntie. Jojo says that was her favourite meal of all time. Like she like said like she remembers the pot that was served in like everything.
So can you describe Umutu? Like what is Umutu? So obviously for people that don't know it,
Umutu so Umutu, it's a rice. So it's like a ball of rice. Yeah. That's like it's molded into like a ball of rice, and then the best soup to have with it is peanut soup.
Peanut soup.
And so Katikwan, yeah. Katikwan. Ooh. Best soup is like it just has like some taste to it. Oh, it's so good. But and then you have your meat and everything. Yeah. So that's what Umutu is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice one. So. Okay, how would you describe your perfect day? Like, what is a perfect day of a 12-year-old?
A perfect day?
Yeah, so from start to finish. It could be like including school, like whatever. Like, what would you describe as a perfect day?
Okay, perfect day. No school.
Obviously.
No school. So let's say I'll have to wake up at a good time because I would like to do a lot in the day. So I'll say wake up at like 7.
Okay. But you never wake up at 7 though.
I never wake up at 7.
You wake up mad late. So don't even try.
Especially like on a Saturday, I'll wake up at like 10 or something. Today was just an exception.
Yeah, because I dragged you. I drove all the way down to drag you out of bed today.
So wake up at 7, brush my teeth, do all of that. breakfast waiting down, a bit of waffle, a bit of bacon, a bit of egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a good breakfast. And then I say first thing to do is watch a good movie. So I say my favorite movie of all time is Forrest Gump.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I've literally just watched it like over and over, and Dad says like he loves it as well. So I'll probably watch like a movie, just like chill down, and then after, I say, I'll play a game, isn't it? So I like FIFA. Like, I feel like my love for Fortnite has died down a bit. You know, it was a big game. It was a big game, and I love playing it. But that's it. For me, it's died down. So now it's a bit of FIFA, and then after, go out with friends. So I'll go to like the park first, and then play like football, like you know, just like run around, be like free.
Yeah.
And then like we'll go to a place. So maybe, what would I like? Like a theme park. So Winter Wonderland, I went recently. It was so fun.
Yeah.
With Dorcas, we were just laughing the whole time. So like Winter Wonderland, or maybe like just like any theme park, like the one in Stratford. That one was really good as well when I remember when I went there. And then I'll say, so go home, be with the family, and then we'll go out for like dinner. I say, so we'll just see like what would we have? Maybe, you know, just go to like a 5-star Michelin restaurant.
You're
you know?
not serious.
A bit of lobster.
You're not serious. When did you last have lobster, bro?
Well, I've never had lobster.
So what you talking about 5-star restaurant?
But like,
okay, but that'll be a perfect day, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that'll be a good day, and then you know, just chill with the family at home. Like just have a nice like lie down, and then sleep. Okay,
sounds like a nice little interesting day, and okay, so another question. So let's say you had a plane right now, to take the whole family on vacation. Where would it be? Like excluding Ghana?
Or excluding Ghana.
Yeah. And why? So where would it be? Like where would we go and why?
I want to go somewhere tropical. So I was thinking maybe like Barbados. Maybe like Caribbean, so like Jamaica.
Yeah, amazing.
So someone like quite tropical, and then we'll be in like, you know, a villa, a nice little villa with a pool. Yeah,
but you have to pick one country. So you're picking Jamaica.
Yeah, I'll pick Jamaica. Nice villa. You can see the sea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that type of stuff. Yeah.
Nice. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, that's a nice vibe. Okay, so if you could do something like one of your best friends, what would you do? Like, let's say one of your friends has a skill, or I don't know, they've got a characteristic about them that you like. If you have to pick one from one of your best friends, like, what would it be?
So I think I have to choose Bishop. He's very good at the drums, but although I'm not a drummer, he's sick, man.
Yeah.
Like I think I say he's the second best drummer I've seen. I think the first one was the one in Composers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steven. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, so Bishop, and then I'll probably just like transpose that skill into like piano, because I like playing piano more. Yeah. So yeah,
you started playing piano now anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, I just hope to get better and everything. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So it's that musical aspect that you would want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. But the thing is, you're a perfect age to start now anyway. So this is the time where like your mind can easily take things in without any pressures and stuff. So if you start learning now, you'd be an expert in no time. So it's all about just putting the time in and being disciplined about it. So yeah, that's pretty good. So okay. So now, not one of your best friends. If you could do something that your dad or mom does, what would it be? Like one of their characteristics or something that they do? I
think both of them have this characteristic, and it's leadership.
Oh, okay.
So like, I feel like the leadership that they have, like they'll be able to lead like a big group of people, because I'm an executive in Global Youth, and then I feel like that's like taking like steps into like the direction that they went to in terms of like leadership. Yeah, so I feel like if I was to take a characteristic or like a thing from mum and dad, I think it'll be leadership.
Definitely, they both lead like a massive church, so it's like their leadership skills are like second to none. And a lot of that takes like it takes some development to get to the level that they're at, and it takes a lot of like trials and tribulations, and then also there's certain characteristics that you need to have. Like,
Yeah.
what would you say the type of leader? What type of leader would you be? Like, would you be like an empath or like a dictator? Like,
Dictator,
what type of leader would you be?
I feel like if I want, like, the type of leader that I want to be is like a humble, fun, but knows like when to like have fun and when to get like the work done.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So a leader that knows the direction, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like, knows how to get people to do the work without necessarily forcing them into
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Okay. There's a wonderful quote actually that I really like. I don't actually remember where I got it from, but like I've used it several times. It says like humility stoops to conquer. So like what I take out of that is that like sometimes as a leader, like you well, not sometimes, but as a leader, you're meant to show the way. Do you see what I mean? Like it's easy just like dictating and delegating, but you have to show the direction that you want to go. Like you want to give out the energy that you want your organization or the people following you to have as well. So you can't expect to be a leader that doesn't get along with people or doesn't understand people. And then you want your people to then do that. You know what I mean? You have to show them the way by displaying those characteristics yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's actually fantastic that you said that that's one of the skill sets that you want to take, because leadership is like it's an invaluable skill that you can be used anywhere, like in your professional life, business, personal life. So yeah, it's good you actually said that. So that's a fantastic one. Okay, so the next one. So if you could change anything about your school, what would it be?
Oh, if I
Just
could
one
change
thing
anything.
about your school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I say just make the boring lessons like more fun. Like I'm not gonna name specific lessons, but like
you don't need
I
to
feel like if they're like more fun, then I feel like school would be like perfectly fine for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how do you make boring lessons fun though? Because school, you're there to what? You're just there to basically like take on information.
You're there to learn, but I think people learn better like when it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does that come from like the delivery of the teacher, or like
Yeah.
just the way the programs are set up?
I feel like it comes from the delivery of the teacher, because like I have a teacher and he says he can be he has to be fair. So he can be fair, like he says, fair and fun. That's his two mindsets like when teaching us. And I think that that's a good using that like mentality is like a good teacher.
So he balances it really well then in your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, I completely get it, because whenever you're learning something, because the human mind anyway, like our attention span is shrinking. Do you know what I mean? We struggle to process anything beyond a certain length period. So when you're learning and so much information is being thrown at you, it needs to be thrown at you in a particular type of way that you enjoy taking it in. And the thing is, every human being learns differently anyway. Like me, I'm visual. I need to watch something. Do you know what I mean? I need to try it as well. Like I can't just read a set of instructions and then be expected to carry out a task.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need to see it being done. I need to try it. I need to fail at it and then bounce back again. So everyone learns differently. But when you have someone that engages you, then it helps the situation much better. Okay, so now going from the school, if you could change one thing about your family, what would it be?
That we're always late.
We're always late, yeah?
Yeah, we're always late. Oh,
I thought you said lit. Oh, always
no,
late. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
not late.
Oh, yeah.
Family, no, I like the family, but I feel like the lateness, because for example, we'll have like youth takeover. We need to be church at a certain time, and then we'll be there an hour after. It's just a bit of a mad one. I remember Auntie Roberta's birthday that we had that JRC. We came in, she said, "Yo, 1 hour 45 minutes late." it was like, yeah.
What's the contributing factor to that though?
I feel like
your dad takes too long to bath.
That takes too long to bath. No, but I feel like it's preparation. Like we're not prepared.
Okay.
Like quick enough. Yeah. So I feel like that's it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good one. It's an interesting one as well. Okay, so if you could change anything in the world, what would it be? So now you've gone from your school to your family, now the world.
The world.
Yeah.
Ooh. The world. Ooh, the world. I was gonna say bad things, but I feel like to a certain extent, because at the end of the day, we need to learn how to be tough in this life, because life is not easy.
Yeah.
So I feel like we need some of those bad things to build up characters, but some of them are just like literally like unnecessary. Like it's not needed, and then it's just like making the world like a worse place. So I feel like bad things in general, like in the world, like things that will be classified as bad. I feel like if that's taken away to like a certain extent, then I feel like that'll be best for the world. Yeah.
Okay, that's actually great. You said that. That's wonderful. Like I'm in the same belief mind state as you. Like I feel like trials and tribulations,
Yeah.
and pain and failure is, we need something to balance against. Like we wouldn't know success without failure.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? We wouldn't know achievement without there being like failure.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you measure up to? And at the same time, like we wouldn't know joy and happiness and everything if we didn't know pain.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So the counterbalance is good, but then obviously there's stuff that's completely evil. There's
Yeah.
like mass murders, killers,
yeah.
wars and stuff like that,
Yeah,
which is
that
a bit
stuff,
different.
yeah.
But in general, in life, like when you go through stuff, it's there to shape you. It's there to make you stronger. It's there to make you more tolerant. But I genuinely do believe we live in a world now where like we're kind of like we're overly protected. Do you know what I mean? With like, as you said, PC culture world and a lot of things that's going on at the moment. So we're scared to fail. We're scared to feel pain, and with that as well comes a lot of issues. Like we become weaker as people and as species. So yeah, it's that's a great answer actually. But yeah, I'm not gonna go too deep into that. But okay, so so you can pick a favorite character of all time and tell me why he or she is your favorite character. So this could be anyone from a TV show, a book, a story, or I don't know, a field of sports. Like, who's your favorite person?
Who's my favorite? I can't lie, I have many, but then if I was to like sit down, like have a chat with someone, it'll probably, Dre from Blackish.
I don't really watch Blackish.
Nah, I feel like no. I haven't watched the newest series yet. I need to start watching that. But what's it? I feel like he's like a good character like to sit down with, because he's basically a father.
Yeah.
He's a father of a black family.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the show's about what life is like for like the normal like black person basically, and things that they'll go through. And then like
does this exclude like the stereotypes and stuff?
Oh no, it includes it.
Oh, okay,
it includes a
okay.
lot of stereotypes. Yeah. So then they'll have for example, they have a boss that's white.
Yeah.
And then he's quite racist, but like they're still friends. Like
Okay.
yeah, like it's like one of those shows, and then I just want to like talk to him, like know about his experiences basically.
Oh, okay.
Everything. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
So I feel like talking to him will be like very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Why would that be interesting? Like, what do you want to understand in regards to talking to someone who's living that type of experience?
I feel like cause it will directly like relate to me basically, like because like me as a young black boy, like discovering myself, like, and then growing up into being that old black that adult black man. Yeah.
But then do you want to live in a world whereby everything you do is judged or measured against like your skin tone?
No.
Or do you want to be an individual in this world?
Like I'm like as like my own person. I feel like that's why I'll be judged. But I feel like race is a part of me.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
Feel like,
it's a big part.
It's a big part of me. Yeah. So I feel like that'll be interesting chat to have. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. Okay. So because the reason why I asked like in regards to like why you would want to know how your race affects who you are, because at the moment, like we're going through this like political explosion in the world where there's so many like political identity groups. Like everyone is a part of some sort of political identity group, and everything that happens to you is measured based on like the political identity group that you're a part of, whether you're a female, a male, a non-binary, a hetero, whatever. Like we're always being judged by like our groups, our minority groups that we're a part of.
Yeah.
And one thing that you should try and avoid is living in a world where everything you do it's measured based on that. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
You should try and work to make yourself undeniable to the point where like you gain stuff through merit. So that's why I said like when someone says something wrong, you have to correct them and let them know that you're Luke, you're not your racial group. Do you know what I mean? You are your racial group in terms of like your identity and who you are, but if you're trying to achieve something, if you're trying to get something done, you wanna achieve that with the merit, knowing that you got this because you're good at it.
Yeah, like I'm my own person.
You're your own person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So just be wary of like everything that's getting thrown around and thrown at you, and just like try not to be too controlled or do you know what I mean, or directed by it. So yeah, it's good that at least you're aware of it, and it becomes clearer as you go through the system that like your race, your gender, and everything plays a part. Like, so yeah, it's a tricky political stage we're in at the moment. Okay, so if you could wake up tomorrow with any superpowers, what would it be?
Ooh,
Just adjust your mic a bit.
I can't lie. I think the one that has to be is super speed. I love watching I love watching the Flash, man, and then I just love like I just love the series. Basically, it's just like really entertaining for me. So I feel like super speed will be like one to have.
Oh, okay. But why do you want to have speed though?
Why do I want to have speed?
Like, who you running from?
Nah, I just feel like, because you know that superpower, the way that he uses it to help people is like amazing.
So he
like,
gets places fast and gets things done.
Yeah, he gets places fast, gets things done. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So let's say you woke up tomorrow and there was like an angel in your room and said, "You've got 3 wishes." Yeah. So a genie or an angel, whatever, was like, "Oh, Luke, you got 3 wishes. Like, you can have absolutely anything you want. What would those 3 wishes be?"
3 wishes, you know. All right. I feel like the first one, the obvious one, is to be wealthy. I feel like to be wealthy is like one.
Yeah.
I feel like one is to.
Okay, before you go into number 2, what would you do with your wealth? Like, why do you want to be wealthy?
Oh, so like I'll be able to support myself, family. I'll be able to support like friends. I'll be able to support the church. So like, so like for my benefit and for everyone else's that is around me's benefit as well. And then also organizations that are doing great things. So for example, I was watching I remember the Grenfell, you know, like Grenfell Tower. There was a game. There was a football match to like commemorate that, and then me and Mummy donated. We used to like send a text for like £3.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like if I could have that wealth, we could like do more to help people.
Yeah, and I believe you do good stuff if you have wealth, because I remember a couple of years ago we went to Winter Wonderland.
Yeah.
And on our way back, we saw like a homeless person.
Yeah.
And,
I remember that.
And you gave, was it my money or was it your money?
I think it was your money.
You asked me for some money and I only had like £5 note on me and I didn't know what you were going to do.
Yeah, it was a £5 note.
Yeah, and I gave it to you thinking that we were going to get some chicken and chips to eat. And you ran back and gave it to the homeless lady during the winter. So
yeah.
I definitely believe like if you do, when you do actually come across wealth, that you're going to do great stuff. So always remember that giving back is essential. And, well, not necessarily just giving for the sake of it, but giving for the right causes and doing the right things with the money. So if you're going to set up maybe like your own organization whereby you know that you've got hands-on dealings in ensuring that the service you want to deliver is being delivered. But yeah, giving back is essential, man. Like it's a part of like our privilege as humans and as Christians as well, being alive and just doing good for others. So that's great. So number 2, what's your second wish?
Oh, that I'll always have my mother by my side.
Okay.
Because one thing that we always say to each other is that I don't know what I'll do without you, and I honestly don't know what I'll do without her. But like I feel like I have to be prepared for that. But then I feel like, but if I had the opportunity to, then I would. Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then
why is your mother so important to you? What is it about your mum in particular?
You know, I feel like she's always like there for me. Like sometimes we'll even like fall out, like over like little things.
Over what? So cleaning your room or something.
Yeah. But I feel like she's always just there for me. She's always like looking after me, making sure that I'm safe, making sure that, you know, I get the best opportunities possible. So yeah, I feel like mother.
That's amazing, and I feel the same way about your mum as well.
Yeah.
Why your mum in particular? What about your dad?
Well, my dad, he's. I feel like I love my dad too. I love my dad, but I feel like I just have a better connection with my mum.
You're
Like
closer
I'm a
to your mum.
mommy's boy.
Should I tell you why you have okay, I'll tell you why your mom is able to give you a closer connection, because sometimes it takes someone to do the groundwork, the back work, and then someone can do the forefront work, the emotional side, the stuff that you feel. You see what I mean? Like, because fathers carry the family on their heads.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't see the pain that they go through or the struggles that they do in order for them to create the environment that you now have for you to be able to have a home where you can build that love connection with your mom. So most of the time when people talk about their families, they're very quick to like say their moms, even though moms are amazing because they're the ones that we have that, you know what I mean, that connection with. But at the same time, you always have to remember that that's made possible because of the hard work and the sacrifice of your father who's carrying the family on his head.
That,
So yeah, they should both hold as high place and regard in your heart, but then you're always naturally going to be more closer to the mom because she's giving you that emotional side, that other side which creates like that stronger bond, do you know what I mean? But yeah, fathers are as important, very important. So that's something to remember.
Love you, Dad.
So okay, then now number 3, your third wish.
Oh, my third wish. What will be my third wish? Third
wish.
Ooh. Third wish. I'm actually not sure, you know. Third
wish. Like
any wish.
Any wish. Third wish.
To maybe third wish, you know. I think my third wish will be just being able to be happy, because you know I feel like happiness is an important part of life, and although you do need to feel the other emotions, I feel like happiness is a great thing. So to always find like happiness, to always be optimistic about the future, like what the future holds for you. I feel like that's a good.
No, that's very true. Like I'm a big believer in like the energy that you feed yourself determines a lot what happens to you. So if you're optimistic, if you're happy about life, if you always look at the positive side of things, it then enables you to then, because you're being accountable. Do you know what I mean? You're not always blaming like external sources for stuff. You're being accountable, and in that internal good energy and vibe that you're sending yourself helps you achieve more. It helps you do more. It helps you become better. Do you know what I mean? Because I think whenever you're approaching people in life in general, if you approach them with the mindset that they're good first, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So like whenever let's say you're approaching a stranger right now, like if you have the mindset that, oh, this person is here is coming to cheat me, they're coming to steal from me, they're coming to do bad things for me, the energy that you send off, you're going to receive exactly that, because how you're approaching them is going to come with a certain vibe, which then would dictate how your relationship would be. But if you're happy internally, you're happy with yourself as a human being and as a person, whenever you approach other people, they're going to feed off of that energy. So whenever you go into situations, always go into it with a high level of optimism. Go into it believing that, you're here to do good. You're here to succeed. Like the people in here are going to be on your side. They're going to want the best for you. You see what I mean? And that would dictate like your level of happiness and joy in approaching the situation. And it also plays a big part in dictating how they'll react towards you. So if you want to be happy, always go into situations optimistic. And if things do go wrong, see it as a lesson learned. Do you know what I mean? If you fail at something, if you stumble on the first hurdle, see it as a lesson learned. So it's like, okay, cool. this is how I stumbled, this is how it failed, this is how I flopped. Next time I'm just gonna do it a bit different.
Yeah.
And then you just get up and continue and keep it moving and get up and go again. You know what I mean? And you continue doing that because there's not just gonna be one failures in life.
Yeah, it's gonna be many.
There's gonna be many. So always, that's a good one. Always keep like an optimistic view and like make sure that you're happy internally, because that's the only way that you're gonna make other people happy and you're gonna spread happiness, and happiness is gonna then be reverted back onto you. So
All right.
that's a good one. Yeah. Okay, what's your biggest dream? Like, what's your biggest dream?
Biggest dream.
Yeah. At this age, what's your biggest dream? One day you're gonna look back at this and you're probably gonna laugh, or you're probably gonna be like, "Rah, okay, I got this thing right."
All right.
So
biggest
think about
dream,
it.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna picture this. All right. Big house, yeah.
Big house, yeah,
Big
my
house.
G.
Big house.
Yeah.
Maybe Mercedes Rolls Royce.
My G.
And then
Yeah.
family, have my own family, friends with me through the thick and thin, you know, spiritually like good, like have a good situation spiritually.
Okay.
And then being able to be myself, being able to express myself to the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to be free to make an impact whilst living a very lavish
Lavish,
comfortable life.
yeah.
Okay. So what you're talking about is you want in freedom.
I want me freedom.
Yeah, because that's where most people think about wealth and luxury and stuff. Obviously, some people look at the material stuff, but others look at it from a freedom perspective. Like, you got the freedom of choice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to eat tuna and toast every day. Like, you have a choice. If you want pasta, pizza, that is what wealth should be to you. It should be the freedom to do what you want when you want. You know what I mean? And be able to give how much you want when you want, like, without being restricted. You know what I mean? So whenever you're thinking about like big houses and stuff, and that's the material side of things. But the other side is like the freedom side, being able to have the freedom of choice, though. Okay, so that was your biggest dream. Now, what's your biggest worry?
My biggest worry.
Yeah, just one worry.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That I won't be able to reach. So like I won't be able to reach most of the goals that I have in life, because I don't mind like if I won't be able to like tick all the boxes, but if I don't like tick enough boxes, then I feel like that's a big worry, especially.
But with those boxes, you gotta remember that there's no time frame on them.
Yeah,
like,
that's
unless you've got some that are like obviously restricted, but like it's a journey. Do you know what I mean? It's never a destination. Like, because I'll tell you something. Because me and my best mate, when we were in secondary school, we had this thing. We said, oh, by the age of 25, we're both going to be like married with our kids and walking around like shopping centers and stuff. And we had all these like weird little dreams and stuff that we used to talk about. And I genuinely believed it with a passion at the time. Do you know what I mean? We thought we're gonna have this car and that car and this and this and this thing and so forth. But as life happens and things go on, you realize that you can't put time on things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's a journey. Like, it might not necessarily happen when you want it to happen, but as long as you keep the drive going and you keep the energy up, like, it's gonna happen eventually. But don't let that like distract you from the fact that it didn't happen when you set out to. So, like, whatever dreams and stuff you have, obviously you plan towards it, you set your goals, and then you actively work towards those goals on a micro level. So you break them down into smaller bits, but don't feel like you're so pressured to get it done in a particular time. Because if you don't, we all know what happens. You become like stressed, you become depressed, and these aren't things that you want to be really like putting on yourself. As long as you know that like you're capable of achieving whatever it is, and you are capable, more than capable of achieving it, then you just have to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember. I even remember I was watching this video of like a guy was like talking to like college students that were like graduating, and then so there was a guy that came in and he was like, oh, by 25 you'll do this, by 30, like basically what you're saying. But then the teacher came in and said like, although I understand where you're going, like life is your, like, you have nearly all the time with your hands, because at one point you do have to like pass away, and then you have to like you go to heaven or you go to hell. Yeah, but you know, don't feel pressured to do things at like a specific time. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. And the thing is, in life, the only thing that you can really control is yourself. Like, you can't control a lot of the external stuff that happens. And the thing is, we need the external stuff to piece the puzzles together and make things happen. So it's like you have to create the best you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You have to focus on being the best you, and the external stuff, you work on it, but nonetheless, like, sometimes you don't have control of it, so you can't predict the time. You know what I mean? Like, if you, like, for instance, if you want to get somewhere early, as you said, your family is always late, and you know it takes you an hour to get there. If you leave your house with 3 hours to spare, you know you're not going to be late unless something dramatic happens. Yeah. So those things, sometimes you can control it by like putting things in place to try and like put you in a position whereby like you're not going to completely be off. But external stuff are really hard to control. So just work on yourself first and make sure that like you're focused in everything that you're doing and you're becoming the best you, and the rest will just, you know what I mean, unveil yourself and you will learn from it. Yeah. Okay, so another question is, if you could change your name, would you, and what would you change it to?
Oh, you know, I like my name, Luke. Okay. Like, I like my name, but I feel like, you know, when I'm at youth, you know, Auntie Tukumba, she'll call me like Mark. Like, she'll call me like Mark. I'm like, it's like, I'm like, it's Luke Auntie. Yeah. But then, if I could change my name, I say, change my name. If I could change my name, I don't.
Your mom and dad are going to be watching this. Like, what's this guy on about?
Get a good name.
Like, you don't have to, but if you could, would you? What would you change it to?
If I could, I wouldn't. I honestly wouldn't. I like my name, but
okay, that's good.
Yeah, I do. There is like a few names I would like. I would say maybe like, you know, Zach. Apparently, like Zach is like a really good name.
Zach.
Yeah, but I don't think I'll do a Zach. You
swear you're Dequan.
Dequan.
Zach. Man, like Zach. Nah, Luke suits you, man. You look like a Luke, bro.
I look like Luke, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you're like with your names. Like, I don't feel as a baby you won't look like your name. I feel like you grow.
You grow into because your identity. It's like brands. Like, they grow into
your name. Yeah, I feel like, because let's say I was named Billy like when I was a child. When I grow up, I'll be Billy basically. To people. So
Oh, okay. Amazing.
I feel like that's what it is with names.
Yeah. What would you say is your proudest? What are you proudest of in life at this stage in your life?
Proudest.
What would you say you're the proudest of? Yeah.
I say in year 7, at the end of year 7, we had an awards assembly, and then I got the mass achievement. And then mum and dad, I think, both mum and dad were there watching. So I feel like making my parents proud is my proudest moment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you got many more of those to come, because obviously you're a genius. You got the genius gene and that. So yeah, like I'm sure you got many of those proud moments to come, most definitely. Okay, so what is something you never thought you could tell me, but maybe want to tell me now? Like, one thing.
Something that I haven't told you.
Yeah.
I feel like, I actually don't know about this question, you know.
Okay. Well, you can hold off that one anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so a simple question. Who's your idol and why? It could be anyone.
Who's my idol and why?
It could be a family member. It could be like a superhero, a celebrity. Like, who's your idol?
Who's my idol? I feel like I was learning about inspirational leaders. Although this wouldn't be like my main one, I feel like this is one that I say I have to mention. I feel like, you know, Mother Teresa.
Okay.
Yeah, Mother Teresa. What she did is that she will go to villages and all of that. She'll help the people. She'll like take care of them, because she was a missionary nun. I think that's what we learned in RE. So yeah, I feel like she's she's quite an inspirational person, I
Okay.
think, yeah.
Is that because of her like giving nature and stuff and the
Yeah, giving
sacrifice
nature,
for others?
yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so now this the last question, but like, is there anything that you want to ask me? Like,
Oh,
yeah.
so I feel like one is, how do you make a name for yourself?
How do you make a name for yourself?
Yeah.
That's a tricky one, but what I would say is have something that you stand for and seriously believe in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to, like, okay, people can go through the life without caring much about anything at all. Do you know what I mean? And they can go through life. But if you want to make a name for yourself in terms of like having impact in the world, like find something that like you thrive of, something that you genuinely believe in. Like maybe there's like a change you want to make in the education system here or in Africa. There's a reform. There's something that you genuinely believe in and you feel you have a method or a way of changing that and then push and drive for it. Because naturally what tends to happen is people that start fighting for causes that they believe in, initially they go through different phases. They go through the first phase where they'll start fighting for a cause, they'll start making noise, they'll start pushing for stuff, setting up systems, and people go through the stage where they're looking at them like, oh, this guy's crazy, what's this guy on about, what's this person doing, they're being disruptive, they're causing chaos, they're causing controversy. And then afterwards, when the result starts coming in, then people's mentality towards you starts to change. Then it's like, oh, hold on, this guy's onto something. Do you know what I mean? He's onto something. Like, what he was saying wasn't just a crazy guy rambling on about whatever it was he was rambling on about. But in order for you to reach that stage, you got to be persistent to the point where you break those barriers of being known as someone who just talks about something continuously and is causing noise, to breaking through the barriers to becoming someone who's gaining results from it. And now other people are starting to believe you and follow you. So making a name for yourself doesn't necessarily come from trying to, I don't know, go viral for doing something ridiculous or silly. It comes from, like, if you want to make a lasting name for yourself, something that leaves a real legacy and not just being, I don't know, why are you coming fast, guy? Or like, do you know what I mean? Or like just some random meme or whatever, but like stand for something that you genuinely believe in and stand for, and then like push for it with everything that you have. You know what I mean? That's how you make a name for yourself. And don't worry about the side of making a name for yourself. Because when you're doing something, you're doing it because you have a passion and a love for the mission that you're trying to push. You know what I mean? Like your parents, for instance, their mission is to serve the community. Their mission is to spread God's word and gospel and to build their church. So that's their constant focus. So now people give them that respect and reverence because of the work that they do. Do you know what I mean? Like they're focused on their mission, and then the name comes after that. Do you see what I mean? So you have to focus on the mission. Don't focus on like the name, and then the legacy follows once you establish yourself as whatever it is that you want to establish yourself as.
So like naturally come to you, isn't it?
It naturally comes, yeah.
Right.
If you go looking for it, then you end up a meme. You know what I mean? And memes are seasonal. You know what I mean? Whilst legacies are eternal. So that's something to consider.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
I'll give you two more.
How do you find love?
Oh,
that's one.
Right now, you need to find your GCSEs, bro. You need to find your GCSEs.
Okay, but like, I'm referring
it.
to like future.
Yeah, okay. I get it. First of all, you got to be the type of person that you can see someone else wanting to be with. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you want someone who's kind, someone who's loving, someone who's respected, someone who's caring, someone who's humble, you got to be that person. Do you know what I mean? It starts from you. So you can't go out there expecting someone to be a certain way towards you if you're not that way towards them inclined. You see what I mean? So the key thing for you is you got to work on yourself. Like, you really have to work on yourself. So, like, at the stage that you're in right now, you're trying to get your GCSEs. That should be your main focus. Get your GCSEs. Establish yourself to the point where, like, you've got your GCSEs, you've got the grades that you wanted, then you move on to sixth form. Then your main focus should be sixth form. So, always being on your game, like, being focused on what you're trying to do and what you're trying to achieve would then attract what you need.
Yeah, I get it.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So then when you come out into the professional world and you're working and you're focused on like your career or your business or whatever it is that you're looking to do down the line, like that level and standard will come to you. But then at the same time, you have to make sure that you hold a certain, you have to have some solid principles about you. So not anyone that comes, not anyone that comes within your vicinity might be the right match. Do you see what I mean? So in that case, you have to be very honest and brutal in a way about it. Whereas like if you can't see it, you can't see it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And whilst you're single, you've got every right to filter through the system.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm saying the system, but like you've got every right to filter through whatever it is that comes your way. Because obviously, you need what's right for you, not what's right for your mom, not what's right for your dad, not what's right for like the image you're trying to portray and stuff. So you have to be very honest about yourself first. Do you know what I mean? And I'm speaking from experience, like because obviously there's mistakes that I've made and there's things that I've done at this stage of life, and a lot of it comes down to like not being honest with yourself, with myself. Do you see what I mean? So you have to be very honest with yourself, and you have to make sure that you create the person who you want to be.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Or the person who you want to be with, like within you. Do you know what I mean? So so focus on yourself, yeah. And focus on yourself, and then you can focus on yourself, and then develop the characteristics that you want. Do you know what I mean? Like be the person that you want to give to someone else, and then also like have solid principles that you stick by. Don't let anyone break those principles. As long as you know those principles are right, because you know you're a Christian. So if you're going to date, or if you're going into the realm of like finding love, you want to find it the right way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You want to go about it the right way. You want to do things the right way. So, like, yeah, that's what you need to follow. And then also the whole concept of love, like as a Christian, you know that is you know that the characters of love, you know what they are. Do you know what I mean? So if the person doesn't display those characters to you, you know that it's not love. Like, what does the Bible say love is?
Is joy,
kindness, not easy to anger, patience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all of these things, you know that these are characteristics of love. So if someone tells you they love you, but then slaps you, do they love you? Do you know what I mean? If someone tells you they love you, but then like, you see what I mean? So these are things to look out for. These are the characteristics to look out for. And the thing is like, don't get yourself too wound up about it, but like it will come. As long as you make yourself the right person, you put yourself in the right positions, and you work on yourself, that's gonna come. So don't worry too much about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're set to take on the world now.
Set to take on.
Is there anything else you want to say in regards to like yourself and how you feel about being on the podcast today and the whole experience in general?
I feel like from this podcast I've learned that there's a lot more to learn. Discovering yourself, finding yourself in the world, and then also making sure that your expectations are like realistic, but also big. And then I feel like I've also learned that I should take life carefully, but also have fun with it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You should definitely explore. Like,
explore.
Do you know what I mean? Like travel, see things, because you learn a lot from like measuring and seeing other people's experience of what life is. Like a lot of my learning came from traveling experiences. Like, I traveled from young, and like me and my friends went to like God knows how many countries, but through that we learned a lot, and we developed a certain sense of like confidence within ourselves. Like we learn how to communicate with others, like who might not necessarily speak the same language as you. We learn how to deal with tough situations. You learn how to deal with people and your friends in general as well. You learn a lot about your friends, and you learn a lot about yourself, because sometimes you might think you're a certain type of way, but when you're put in a predicament, you realize that, oh wait, maybe I'm not who I think I am. Like, because everyone likes to think they're perfect. It's just human nature, because your soul is in this ship, so you're driving it. So you can only see you can only genuinely feel like the only person who knows truth about anything is yourself. Like you're the only one that knows the truth about yourself, because you're the one driving the ship. So sometimes you might be telling yourself certain things, but they might not necessarily be the truth. Like in terms of other people's experience of it. But it's only when you get put into predicaments and situations that you discover yourself. So, like, and be conscious of that as well. Be conscious of how you are. You know what I mean? And always review yourself and be honest with yourself. And where you discover there's flaws, change them if you know that they're not good for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Be willing to listen. Like, always be attentive and listen. Like, and it's a constant thing, because I'm going through it now. Like, and however old I am, like, I'm still learning every single day. I'm still going through experiences that's making me like review myself. And then I'm thinking, whoa, like, I thought I knew this. I thought I had this under control, but then you realize that you don't, because you haven't had that lived experience of who you are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how to be with yourself, but do I know how it is like living with you? Yeah. So yeah, just be conscious of that.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you, Francis.
Luke, it's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was a bit intense.
It was a bit fun.
It was a bit intense.
It was good, but I feel like I've learned a lot from this, and that it will help me, like when I'm growing up, when I'm like at this age as well. So I feel like
No, definitely, Luke. It's been an absolute pleasure, man.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Francis, for you too. Okay, come on,
my G.
Boom. That's a video, mate.
How did you find that?